Hi. My name is Gabrielle Leonard. I am an Event Income Strategy Coach. We're going to get into today's topic. We are on day number 4 of the 5-day Elevate with Events challenge. This challenge was created because I wanted to answer the problem that many of you guys were having, and you guys were messaging me and you guys were leaving certain comments in the group regarding, number one, not being able to make money in your business consistently. And so that was one of the things I kept getting in my inbox. You know, I'm not making the kind of money that I want to make, and I want to host an event, but I'm not sure where to begin. So I created this challenge because one of the goals of this challenge is that so at the end of the challenge, you should make at least $500 at your in-person class. So that's why I created this challenge. I wanted you to be able to have some income in your business, and I wanted to show you that it doesn't have to take a lot to do it. It doesn't take a lot of stress or a lot of money to host your event and make a big profit. My first event, you guys know my story. Some of you guys don't know. Some of you guys are new here. Hey, what's up if you're new and you're watching? But when I started my business about 3 years ago, as a business coach, as a business strategist, I struggled to make money in my business consistently every month. I would see people doing launches and they're making 10K launches, $1 million launches. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Because I'm literally doing all the work. I'm blogging, I'm on social media, I'm doing all these things. I'm doing webinars, and I'm not making the kind of money in my business that I know I can be making and I should be making for the kind of value that I'm putting out there. So I hosted my first class. It was a free class, and I invited people to come. And then from there, I sold part 2, and then I sold my one-on-one coaching and course program. And so I was able to bring in $3,000 in those 2 different classes, the first free class and then the second one that was paid, that was a part 2 to the first one. And so ever since then, I became hooked on hosting events in my business. I became hooked on making money in my business in that manner, where number one, I'm able to interact with my audience members. I'm able to talk with my ideal client in person in a class. Not only that, now my audience was warm. They're warm people. They're warm to my services and my products. And so when I pitch them, it's not a surprise, because it's a natural transition from the class that they came to in person to a paid one-on-one client of mine. So I was able to book out clients based on hosting events in my business, okay? And so that's one of the reasons why I want you guys to start doing that. If you've been struggling to get clients in your business, to get customers in your business, live in-person settings are a really good way to go. I want you to level up in 2018. If you've been making $1,000 every month, I want you to make $5,000 a month. If you've been making $50 a month, I want you to make $500 a month, okay? And so this challenge was designed to kind of get your feet wet and show you that once you host your first event and you make your profit, you're gonna be hooked. Anyway, that was a whole tangent. Let's get into today's topic. Today is day 4 of the 5-day Elevate with Events challenge. If you wanted to join the challenge, you can click the link that I just linked and sign up for the challenge and go ahead and get your toolkit so that you can go be on your way to making money and elevate your brand with events, okay? So day 4, which is today, is all about choosing your free venue. So if you've went through each day in the challenge, then you're ready to find your free venue, okay? You're ready to find and book your free venue, which is the challenge for today. Today's challenge is to scout your free venue and book it, or choose your affordable venue method, which is what I'm going to be talking about today in the video, which is how you're going to get your free or your affordable venue options, okay? So let's get right into today's topic. It's all about getting your venue, and I have about 7 different options for you when it comes to finding venues at affordable or free prices. Some of you guys already know this because I've talked about this briefly before, but today I kind of wanted to get into it a little bit more and give you some options for you as in regards to where to find affordable venues for your first or your next event, okay? And I always tell people, do things on a budget. If you watch any of my videos in the past before, you've heard me talk about not doing the absolute most before you're ready to do the absolute most, okay? You don't need to be going all the extra steps. You don't need to be doing 50,000 steps when you only need to be taking 3 in order to get the same results, okay? So, profit sharing. The first thing I want to talk about is profit sharing. Some of you guys already know this, but this is simply when you're having an event, you have a gorgeous venue that you see, you don't have the money for the venue, but you can say, listen, I'm going to be making this amount of money at my event. We can share the profit. Make sure you have a contract in place, and if you're a one-on-one client of mine, you already know all that stuff. But just make sure you have a contract and an agreement in place if you're going to go the profit sharing route, and set your criteria, set your guidelines so you're not hurting yourself with that option. That option is good for you though if you don't have the money up front to pay for a venue. That option is good for you if you don't have the money to pay up front and you say, you know what, I'm going to have the money later on. That's a good option for you. So that's the first option. I'm going to get into this really quickly, you guys, because I don't want to spend too much time. The toolkit is there for you, and I want you to utilize the group and ask questions. Okay, so if you are going to be following along with this challenge, I want you to use a group, ask questions so I can answer your questions. I don't want to assume that I know your questions, or I don't want to assume that you don't know what I'm talking about. So if you have any questions, ask me, okay? Awesome. So profit sharing is the first one. Go ahead and get your event, okay, and share the profit. Tell them, listen, I'm going to be having an event here. I don't have everything up front. However, I'm going to be having people here. And so I would love to share the profit with you. Maybe you can even have vendors there at your event who you can say all the vending money is going to go directly to you. The next option is co-working spaces. There's tons of co-working spaces right now that will give you a conference room, a room to use for your class. Again, remember, you're not hosting an elaborate, huge class. You're hosting a class for about 10 to 20 people, okay? So it does not have to be huge. It can be a very simple, intimate space. Go ahead and get your co-working space. They're pretty affordable. You can pay for the hour, and you can pay for like 2 hours and have a nice, good, gorgeous space at an affordable price. Okay, and the next option is your church. Again, I've talked about this before in my first event where I made $3,000 without my church, a free option, a free venue. So use your church if you have a space like that. Your friend's house is another good option for you. If you have a friend who has a really nice home and they love to entertain, you can ask them, listen, if you don't mind, I have some people who I know and trust. Don't bring strangers in if you don't know them. You don't want to put people at risk. But if you know these people, you trust these people, bring them to the house. You know, ask your friend to borrow her house, to use her house. And you can give her a little bit of money as a thank you for hosting you, okay? That's another option for you. Your home, if you feel the same way about your home, you can do that there. Again, don't put yourself at risk. You don't want to put yourself at risk at all if that's the situation where you don't trust the people who's coming to your event. So that may not be for you, but I'm giving you some options. Another option would be to partner with a business. So let's say you're teaching marketing, right? You may probably want to partner with a cosmetology school and teach those students how to market their cosmetology business after they're done with their schooling, right? So you partner with a company to teach a class. The goal is to show your expertise by teaching a class. So maybe you want to partner with an organization. Marvina owns a spa, right? She owns a wellness center. So maybe Marvina wants to partner with a doctor's office, right, to host a class for people who are going to be coming in. And you can partner with the doctor's office and say, hey, I want to teach a class on wellness and skincare, right? You can go with that option. So maybe you are maybe you help teachers to teach better, right? Maybe incorporate new skills. Then maybe you can work with a school, right? And say, listen, I would like to come in and have a workshop with your teachers at your school. So partnering with another company is really good for you because number one, you don't got to worry about food. You don't got to worry about overhead venue cost. You don't got to worry about bringing people to the event. They're already there. So that's another option, partnering with a company or a business, okay? Another option is to partner with a store. So let's say one of my clients, she does flowers. She teaches people how to make flowers by hand. She's in the group. She just hosted a successful event. The pictures are amazing. I'm so proud of her. That's another one of my clients. I told her one of the things that you can absolutely do is to work with a bridal store because there's a lot of brides who, of course, want those flower backdrops. It's Pinterest ready right now. That's Pinterest goals, right? So you can do that in the bridal store. And so she's working towards doing that, as well as working with craft stores. So you can partner with an actual shop. Number one, you have the products and services there. Number two, the ideal client is already a client of the store. So it's just a matter of getting the clients to come there, and if the clients feel it's going to be beneficial to them, they're going to come. If she partners with a craft store, crafters are going to come to it, because making paper flowers is a crafting thing, right? So just giving you some examples of what you can do. Partner with a local agency or organization is one, and then partnering with a store, if you have more something that can benefit that store, is another option for you as well. Okay, another option I wanted to talk to you about really quickly, I think this is number 8, is a library. You guys, libraries that's where I wrote my first book. I work at a library consistently. That's where I met with my first set of clients when I was struggling in my business, and I was like, I don't want someone to be paying $1,500 and then meeting at my house. Like, no, I want them to have the experience. So I met at the library, and the library had a gorgeous conference room that I was able to utilize. So the library has free, affordable options for you if you're looking for that route. The only thing is, sometimes, for example, like my local library, they don't open on Saturdays, and they don't open up on holidays, and they don't open up after 6 p.m. So I could only host events at like 5 to 6. And if I was having a meeting with my clients, it would have to be during the day, on a weekday, on a work day. So that was the only caveat to that. Maybe your library opens up at night, so you're able to do that a little bit differently. But here in the Virgin Islands, the library closed at 6. They close on holidays, and they close on weekends. So I had to kind of work around that until I was able to get my own office, and until I was able to get my own venue to do things that I wanted to in my business. Okay, so if you are coming into the challenge on day 4 today, that's absolutely fine. Still go ahead and get your toolkit. Still go ahead and post your findings, your comments, and all that stuff in the comment section below. You guys, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. Like, I literally, like, you guys know I pray for you guys. I'm so excited for your guys' success. And if you want to join the challenge, go ahead and join the challenge. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll talk with you guys tomorrow on day 5, okay? Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.